A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Ms. Makwana, student of Master of Information Technology. It's my privilege to welcome all the dignitaries, faculty members and enthusiastic participants gathered here at ISTAR College affiliated with the CVMU University, especially within our vibrant Computer Science cluster, home to the Master of Computer Application, Master of Information Technology, Master of Cyber Security, Master of Geoinformatics, Master of Physics and Electronics Department. The Institute of Science and Technology for Advanced Studies and Research stands as one of the leading institutes in Gujarat. We take immense pride in being top ranked for 3 consecutive years, accredited by KCG and recognized as Proved Professional Institute by ISTAR. Today, ISTAR has become a true center of quality education, offering 14 postgraduate programs with pioneered unique interdisciplinary courses alongside doctoral programs of 11 disciplines. Our institute is dedicated to preparing students for the future, aligning their skills aspiration with the demands of rapidly evolving world through numerous strategic initiatives.
Hi, Jai Sothar, student of MC department. Again, I welcome to all of you. Today marks a significant milestone as we commence this national conference on emerging trends in biological, chemical, computer and interdisciplinary sciences BCCIS 2026. In an era where boundaries between fields are blurring, we are here to explore how technology acts as the bridge for future innovation. I would like to invite Dr. Suchita Patel ma'am for a brief about two-day national conference.
Good morning, respected dignitaries, faculty members and fellow participants. I, Dr. Suchita Patel, convener of National Conference BCCIS 2026 Computer Science Cluster. It is great privilege and honor to be part of the prestigious national conference. On behalf of Computer Science Department and the interdisciplinary team, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the CVM University, ISTAR College, GSBTM and Guj Coast for organizing and supporting this wonderful national conference. Their vision, guidance and continuous effort in prompting research and innovation have provided us with a valuable platform to share knowledge, exchange ideas and grow academically. It is also my honor to briefly highlight the presentations categories. In this conference, research contributions in the computer and IT domain are presented mainly in the two formats. The one that is computer poster presentations and another that is computer oral presentations. So computer oral presentations are conducted in the poster format, encouraging interactive and focused one-to-one discussions. This format allows presenters to explain their ideas, concepts and findings in a more personalized and engaging manner. On the other hand, computer oral presentations that offer researchers the opportunity to formally present their work before the audience and expert panel. These sessions allow for detailed discussions of methodology, results and innovations, followed by meaningful question and answer interactions. Both the format that plays an equivalent importance role in prompting knowledge sharing, innovations and academic collaborations. Together, they strengthen the spirit of research and learning at this national conference. So I sincerely thanks to all the organizers, all the speakers, participants and volunteers for their valuable contributions to making this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. To lead our expert session today, we are privileged to have with us a powerhouse of technical expertise and academic excellence, Mr. Ketan Rathod sir. With distinguished career spanning over 14 years, Mr. Rathod sir currently serves as the senior technical trainer at Research Software. He is a master of engineering in computer science and has a rich history of shaping minds as an assistant professor for nearly a decade. His credentials are truly global. He is an AWS certified solutions architect and AI practitioner and holds certifications in Azure fundamentals. Beyond his technical prowess in Python, Node.js and Zen AI, he has been recognized by IIT as a as a chief faculty of coordinator and was honored with CSI award for his continuous service. Please join me in welcoming a true mentor, Mr. Ketan Rathod sir.
Before we dive into the technical insight, I would like to request Dr. Suchita Patel ma'am and Dr. Kunal Suthar sir to please come forward and felicitate our esteemed guest, Mr. Ketan Rathod sir. Thank you, Dr. Suchita Patel ma'am and Kunal Suthar sir. Now it's time for the highlight of the session. Today, Mr. Rathod sir will guide us on Cloud 3.0, the intelligent nervous system of modern business. Please put your hands together for Mr. Ketan Rathod sir.
सिंगल एक जण सॉरी सर एक लागत करा सर असं चल
Heard about this cloud technology, cloud computing? Cloud technology you have heard about? Okay. You have also heard about, okay. Major cloud providers? Hello? Any major cloud providers? Hello? Are you aware of any major cloud providers? हाँ. Very good. No, Amazon is a company. Yes, very good. Amazon Web, Azure, yes, good. So couple of you are aware of the cloud provider, very good. See, before we start our sessions, right, we need to focus on three things. Starting with why. Why you need to focus on cloud today? Because if why is clear, then you can do wonders, right? Then we'll talk about what is cloud. Then we'll focus something related to how you can start your cloud journey. So we'll start with why cloud, second, what is cloud, and third, how to start this cloud journey. Okay. So how many of you are using smartphones? Everyone is using smartphones, correct? Okay. How many of you are using smartphones without any, cover or toughened glass like this? So there is no cover, flip cover, right? There is no toughened glass. Anyone? Okay, one is there, two. Rest everyone is heavy, right? Why? Because you require protection, right? Good. Same goes, today's era, in especially, not I am talking about any IT industry, today's era belongs to AI/ML technologies, right? AI technologies. More or less, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using this technology for a longer duration of time, right? Whether it is in terms of product recommendation in YouTube or news, etc., movie recommendation in Netflix, etc. How many of you are using Netflix, OTT platforms? Everyone is using, good, right? They are also using AI/ML technology to give the feeds, recommendations. Okay. But where these technologies is been deployed, all these technologies is deployed in cloud only. All these technologies is deployed in cloud. And let me show you some research. So this is the research by Gartner. Gartner is a well-known independent research firm in US. Same way we are having McKinsey, JP Morgan, etc. So Gartner has said that cloud will become a business necessity by 2028. Business necessity means each and every application will be deployed in cloud. Each and every application is deployed in cloud, right? In our industry, in our company also, almost all application is being deployed on cloud. Okay, because this is the need for the era. This is the change we are looking into. Okay, and if we see some statistics, okay. We are between 3 to 4. In this pyramid, we are between 3 to 4. That cloud is working as a business disruptor, like Geo. Right? Geo industry, telecom industry has disrupted the network, the data which we are consuming. Otherwise, the cost was very high. Right? Now, what will happen in 2028? Cloud will be a business necessity. Right? It will be a compulsion that each and every application will be using. We are in 2026. 2 years down the line, right? There is no other solution except cloud. Let me tell you, this technology is not new technology, right? It was discovered in 2006. The first cloud provider was AWS. Still 20 years down the line, this technology is still not that much mature. But after these 2 years, each and every application will be deployed in cloud. To give you some examples of cloud, right? If we take, like for example, in US, then NASA is using AWS cloud. Netflix is using cloud. Okay, if you talked about Bank of America, they are using cloud, right? Popular stock exchange index, NASDAQ, S&P 500, they are using cloud. If we talked about India, ISTAR is using AWS. ISTAR has done tie-up with AWS, right? If we talked about specific in Gujarat, then GTU University has done tie-up. All the circulars of their university, they are uploaded on S3 bucket. Okay, not only this, Nirma University has done tie-up with AWS. Right. So if you see majority of the organization, they are doing tie-up somewhere or the other with the cloud provider only. With the cloud provider only. Okay. So this is something we need to focus more on. If everyone is moving cloud, right, there is something. But what is that? That we will see. Right? What are the advantages of cloud? But before we see the advantages of cloud, this is the magic quadrant. Right. So if you see, as of now, AWS is number 1, followed by Microsoft and Google. Followed by Microsoft and Google. Apart from that, we do have Alibaba, Oracle, IBM Cloud, etc. Right? But still, AWS is number 1 since 2006. Azure was there in 2010, and officially the Microsoft given the name Azure in 2014. Let me tell you, in 2006, AWS has came as a public cloud provider. Since 2000 to 2006, 6 years, they were using the cloud for their internal purpose. Then they realized, and then this technology must be given to each and everyone. So everyone was laughing at that time that Jeff Bezos, what the thing he is doing in 2006 cloud, right? But Microsoft has realized after 4 years in 2010 that this is something we need to look at. Okay. This one also, one more thing, right? It is related to cloud provider, right? Where the data center they are establishing, right? Okay, first tell me ki cloud, this cloud is a virtual entity or they are having a physical presence? Virtual, right? Let me tell you, cloud is not a virtual entity. Cloud do have a physical presence, but as a retail customer, we need not to bother about the infrastructure or the maintenance, anything. Just use it whenever we required it. So if we talked about AWS, AWS is having presence in India, right? There are two locations. Number one is Mumbai, second is Hyderabad. So they have their physical servers. So whenever we send a request, right, they are giving a virtual server to us. Whenever we talked about a virtual server, we are talking about virtual machine, laptop, system, which consists of operating system, RAM, servers, etc. Okay, so they do have physical servers. If we talked about Azure, then we are having location in Pune, Chennai, Bangalore. These are the Indian locations. But now things are going one level up. Okay, who is the richest person in this world? Yes? Very good, Elon Musk, right? He is building a data center in space. He is building a data center in space, cloud data center in space. So think about this, right? Okay. The cloud market is growing at a CAGR of 22.5%, 2024. Take it. So something we need to focus on. Or let me tell you, DevOps, development plus operation, they are also more or less CI/CD pipelines and cloud they are using. It is growing twice the rate of cloud. But the underlying technology is same, cloud. DevOps की बात करें तो underlying technology is same, right? DevOps is also using cloud, and twice this rate they are growing. And if we see some statistics, you see the statistics. Amazon is growing at a rate of 18.6% because it is already that much mature. Microsoft is gaining more popularity by growing at a rate of 27% in 2023-2024. Right? Google 35%. Still Amazon is number one. Still Amazon is number one, even though the market share, number one market share is high, but the rate at which it is growing, it is low as compared to Microsoft and Google. And there is only one reason. The reason is security. Have you ever heard that there is an outage in AWS? किसी ने सुना है कभी? Have you heard about Microsoft? 1-1.5 साल पहले OS उसकी डाउन हो गई थी. OS was crashed, right? Their Azure infrastructure was also compromised, but nothing has happened with AWS as of now. So whenever it comes to trust, then we can trust cloud providers. We can trust cloud providers. Okay, so these are some statistics, the way, these are the market leaders and these are the revenues. Okay. Now, cloud. First is storage and compute to intelligence and actionable or actionable. When cloud was introduced in 2006, the only purpose was storage. Storage was a challenge at that time in 2006. जब AWS आया. For example, if you go to buy a pen drive, 2 GB pen drive, कितने की आएगी? 2 GB pen drive. The cost, approx cost कितना होगा? 800, 600 इतना होगा. But now in 800, 600, right? You can get around 32 GB pen drive, 64 GB pen drive you can get easily. Right? So now storage problem has been overcome, and essentially in 2006 when cloud was introduced, it was introduced with a vision of storage. They gave lots of storage with minimum cost to everyone. Right? I still remember in 2006 I bought a pen drive of Transcend 2 GB for 600 rupees. Now you see 600 rupees, 32 GB you can easily get. Right? But now the things are changing. Now the things are changing. It is going to a compute level, to an intelligence level, to some action levels. To some actions levels. Okay. You can do computational work also. You can do computational work also. Now you might be thinking computational work we can also do in our system, correct? We can do in our system. For example, this laptop we can do. But if you want to do some computational work, some deployment, something, what you require? Internet, electricity. Let us say you are in the middle of a sea, working for merchant navy. जो merchant navy में job करते हैं ना, they are generally in middle of the sea somewhere, right? वहाँ पे internet आएगा? There is no internet. Okay. Let us say if you want to do that computational work, then what will happen? वहाँ पे mobile के signal tower भी नहीं आते. And if you want to deploy an application, it is possible using cloud. Right? Cloud provides some offline solutions for that. Offline device they provide for computational work. Right? So we can do compute storage number one, second computational work. Right? Third, अभी market में बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहा है, that is Jenny है, generative AI. Let me tell you, in generative AI, right, each and every cloud provider, all major cloud providers, they are having their own Gen AI solution with them. Within a fraction of seconds, with a fraction of clicks, you can click AI agents, you can build AI agents, you can deploy AI agents, you can deploy solution. Now the question is, what is the advantage of it? The advantage is, within single platform, you will get access to all the underlying foundation model. Whether it is ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude by Anthropic, right? Jurassic by AI 21 Labs, Stability AI, if we talked about, right? So we can get all the solution at single platform. It's very good, right? It's very good to get everything in a one platform. Otherwise, we need to switch on to one platform to another platform multiple times. At that time, what will happen? Cost and time. Cost will increase as well as time will increase. And nowadays, people does not have patience. Right? Within fraction of second, they want the result. आप कोई website open करो and it is taking 10 to 15 seconds only to load. Next time you will not visit that website. Okay. If you want this power with a single platform, right? Why not to leverage this? Okay. This is something about storage, compute to intelligence, and this is something like number one here point is infrastructure offload. Infrastructure offload means lift and shift mechanism. Lift and shift means drag and drop. Nowadays, right, if in two-wheelers, right, how we are starting with two-wheelers? Using start button, right? Anyone is using kick? No one is using it. Start button is there. It's very friendly to use, right? Same way, if you want to deploy something, just drag and drop, upload. What you will upload? exe file, artifacts. For example, you are working with Java, then you need to upload your jar file. You come up with your jar file, WAL file, simply just upload. The people will take care each and everything. Right? Now you might be thinking, okay, this we can do in an offline way also. Right? Traditional way of deployment. For that traditional way of deployment, what we do? We purchase a server, we purchase a hardware. Okay. And whenever we purchase hardware, what we do? We do a setup, installation. And for that, what we required? We required a physical office, physical lab. Right. Not only this, we required cooling, electricity, manpower, maintenance, everything we required. Let us say you have deployed one application that is online shopping application. Right? Suddenly your application is very popular. You are expecting around 2000 users and you have purchased that hardware and keeping into the mind that only max up to 3000 users. 1000 buffer you are taking, 3000 users. Suddenly your application got popular and you are offering some discount between 12 to 2 a.m. Suddenly the load increases. The load increases and the load goes from 2000 to let us say 5000, 6000. What will happen? The application will crash. Yes or no? The application, because you have not anticipated that rule. Correct?
and at midnight, 2 a.m., there will be no vendor, there will be no shop open for you, right?
So that
They can present infrastructure to you. Even though the vendor and the shop is available, you require setup time. You require setup time. Okay. To give you one more example, Sachin Tendulkar, when he was playing his last test match in Wankhede, Mumbai Stadium, the ticket booking website got crashed. Because they have not anticipated that much huge amount of the load. But nowadays, what you do, if you see big million sales, that in Diwali, right, in vacation, Flipkart, Amazon, they are having this sales. Okay. They are not anticipating how much user will score, how much infrastructure will require. No, there is something known as pay-as-you-go model. In cloud, there is something known as pay-as-you-go model, and there is something known as auto-scaling. So in auto-scaling, what is happening? If you require additional server, right, cloud will give you within fraction of second additional server. Let us say additional server you require between that offer which you are floating, right, between 12 to 2 a.m. midnight for 2 hours only. So for that 2 hours you need to pay. Rest of the time no need to pay. Rest of the time no need to pay. It's very good. To give you one more example, how many of you are staying on rent here? You are staying on rent. Okay. Let us say for 2 months you need to go to your hometown. For 2 months you need to go to your hometown, right? Do you need to pay the rent for that 2 months for which you have not occupied that house? You need to pay the rent, correct? But in cloud, this will not happen. In cloud, this will not happen, right? If you have used some infrastructure, some compute resources, let us say for 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 seconds, you need to pay only for that much amount of time. This is the beauty. Currently, if you are staying here, if you are in college, let us say you are going to your house or your rented apartment only for 4 to 5 hours. Still you need to pay the rent for the entire 24 hours. The beauty of cloud is, right, pay as you go, and that also, right, within fraction of seconds. If within 2 seconds you are stopping compute, you need to pay only for 2 seconds. That's it. Why to pay additional charges? Right. So this is the advantage of cloud. Traditional infrastructure, we are paying all the money upfront. Upfront means we are keeping into the mind that 2,000, 3,000 people would be using. Right? So we are giving all the money upfront and we are buying the infrastructure. You require air conditioning, manpower, etc. Lots of money is invested. Let us say a startup. You are thinking your application will be popular after 6 months or 1 year, right? And you have purchased the infrastructure. What will happen? We cannot guess the future, right? 90% of the startups are not successful entrepreneurs, right? So 1 year you have invested, but you are not getting the return. Let us say your application requires around 2 years or 3 years to get popularized. So you need to wait for 2 years, 3 years, the infrastructure would be waiting for you. So these are the challenges in cloud. Now, if we see some another advantage, right, of cloud is you can go global in minutes. Currently, you want to set up office in Vadodara or let us say Anand. Okay. Now let us say you want to go abroad, US, UK, Canada, Australia. What you need to do? You need to do setup. You require servers, etc. Approx how much time it will take? Approx how much time it will take to set up in a different country? 1 week or max 1 month. That's it, right? But in cloud, it will take only 1 second. Within 1 second, you can deploy your application in a different country by sitting anywhere in the world. So this is something about infrastructure, lift and shift mechanism. If we talked about intelligence, now if we talked about platform and services, okay, so almost all the platform and all the services they provide, all the platform whether you talked about .NET, Java, Node, Ruby, Go, okay, Golang, PySpark, everything they provide. They support almost all the platforms. If you talked about services, okay, then what are the services or what are the things we require if you want to build an application? What are the things we require? First, we require laptop, system. System will be provided by them. Apart from that, what is the base requirement for building an application? Minimum requirement for building an application in our laptop is? Okay. Okay. You require one editor where you will write the code. For example, let us say VS Code. Assuming VS Code, you require an editor. Assuming we have installed operating system, RAM, everything, but you require an editor. But cloud is telling us okay, we will provide you not only with operating system, RAM, server, we will also give you editors, programming language, servers, database, everything we will give you. Just you write it, just you type it, that's it. So this is something related to platform and services they provide. All the services, all the platforms they provide. Second is about intelligence and action. Intelligence and action. Here we can put something known as alarm. Here we can set something known as alarm. Okay. Like people feel or people think that cloud is little costly. But there are ways in which we can handle it. There are some ways in which we can handle it. Let us say the client is coming to you and they are telling that our budget is around $1,000. The budget is around $1,000. So what you can do, you can set up an alarm. Whenever your resources cross, let us say $900, what will happen? You will get a notification. You will get an email notification or a text message. What you can do? You can take an action with the client. Get the resource utilization is been over, it is about to over, right? Whether you want to extend it or whether you want to cancel it, whether you want to pause it, you can do. For example, if you talk majority of the IT company, right? For example, if we take in Gujarat, right? So they work between 9 hours, let us say between 10 to 7, morning 10 o'clock to evening 7 o'clock. Okay. Then what about after evening 7 o'clock, next day in the morning 10 o'clock? Why you will pay the money for the resources for which no person is using? After 7 o'clock in the midnight, in 10 o'clock, no person is using the resources of the organization. Why the organization will pay? So they are using cloud resources, and that resources, that activities will be active between morning 10 o'clock to evening 7 only. Until and unless people is not doing a night shift or something like that. For that also you can have specific access to that specific purpose. I mean specific person. So this way what we can do, we can control the cost in cloud for a specific time duration only. Right? Okay. To give you one more example of intelligence, majority of the people are doing shopping, online shopping, when they are doing weekends or whenever there is a festival sale or heavy discount. Correct? Yes or no? And when they are doing the shopping in a daytime. Right. What about the weekdays? And let us say from 1 a.m., morning 1 a.m. to morning 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Right. So what cloud providers will do, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, right? They will reduce their workload. They will set the alarm, they will reduce their workload. It is automatic. There is no manual person doing the work. Right? Automatic means if the CPU utilization of my system server, if it is below 30%, right? Reduce the workload, reduce the server. So I will not pay for that extra servers. When my CPU utilization of the server increases above 70%, 80%, probably in weekend, Saturday, Sunday, so CPU utilization. So what I required is, I required additional servers, and I need to pay for that additional servers whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 80%. Whenever it falls down, the server capacity will decrease. So this is automation we can provide in cloud. no manual work, nothing. So in cloud there is a popular terminology, and that terminology is known as elasticity. It is known as elasticity. If there are more users coming, expand it, expand the capacity. If there are less users, shrink the capacity. Okay. Next. Why cloud is a survival mechanism from traditional IT to market reality? So we have talked about rigid infrastructure, CapEx. CapEx means capital expenditure. Capital expenditure means we need to go to the vendor to purchase, so we are giving all the money upfront, right? Whether we use it or not does not matter at all. Whether we use it or not does not matter at all, right? One more, scenario. If you are working with traditional server, traditional infrastructure, then your, servers would be utilized to their optimal capacity or the maximum capacity only on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday. Majority of the time, on the weekdays, Monday to Friday, what is happening? Your server is not utilized to their maximum capacity, optimal capacity. एक और scenario देता. How many of you are using iPhone? iPhone you are using. Let us say in your iPhone, you have purchased the iPhone only for WhatsApp purpose or looking some YouTube videos, that's it. There is no meaning of purchasing iPhone. If your primary usage, if 90% of the usage of iPhone is doing WhatsApp and YouTube videos, right, there is no meaning of purchasing that thing. Means you are not utilizing, you are not unlocking the full power of iPhone applications. Okay. Next, CapEx, slow release. This is also a problem. Slow release in traditional IT. Version changes, different version. GPT use kar rahe ho. Does anyone know which is the latest version of GPT? GPT 5, 5.2, correct. This is the latest version. It was, deployed in around 2022. In the year 2022. Currently we are in 2026. Within 2 months, within a span of 2 months, the GPT has crossed 100 million users. 2 months. Facebook required 3 years to cross 100 million users. Instagram required 2 years to cross 100 million users. GPT only 2 months. And within just 3 years, 4 years down the lines, we are having 5th version of GPT. See how the version, how the progress is evolving. If you are using cloud, right, you can deploy a different version, right, whenever, as soon as it is ready. While in case of a traditional IT, you must have some patience. And also you need to see whether the server will support or not. Whether the underlying server will support or not. But there are some application, वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ आता है कि it will support Google Chrome version 3, 3.5 above only. Below that it will won't support. Or they don't support Microsoft Firefox. So that also we need to take care. While in case of a cloud will take care automatically which is the best version supported for that. So we don't have much headache into this. We don't require much expertise in this. Then where we require expertise? Then where we need to focus more on? The focus is on configuration. The focus is on configuration. You go to market to purchase a laptop or a mobile phone. For example, mobile phone, what you will say? 16 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, camera this megapixel, I want front camera, back camera, something like that. Laptops, servers, 5th generation, 7th generation. These are the questions you would be asking. Why? Depending upon your use. Depending, or you think that this is the latest, then let us go with the latest one. Okay. So again I am telling, if you understand your requirement, then you can give a proper configuration. So in cloud, configuration matters. In cloud, configuration matters the most. right? For example, if there is a very small application, if you have taken high-end configuration, the cost will increase. The cost will increase. And if there is a very big application, and if you are taking a 2 GB of RAM server from the cloud, application will be very slow. Cost will also low, but application is performance-wise, it will be very slow in nature. So configuration is the key in cloud. Understanding the requirement and configuration. Next, security perimeter. In 2022, there was one survey. And the survey says that 20% of the IT industry is moving back from cloud to on-premise. On-premise मतलब physical, traditional, conventional, मतलब वापस आ रहे. Off-premise मतलब cloud में. So 20% of the IT industry in 2022 is coming back from cloud to on-premises. And the survey says that there were two major reasons. Number one was security. Second was cost. Number one was security issue. Second was cost. And hello. Okay. So security and the cost. These were the major issue in the survey. Survey was find why the company is coming back from cloud to on-premises. वापस क्यों आ रहे traditional way? There are lots of good things happening in cloud. Why they are coming back? So when they have seen that 20% all the companies they have not used cloud security services. They are not used cloud security services. And if they are not using cloud security services, right? Cloud we cannot blame cloud. For example, अपने mobile में if we are not putting this, applications or password applications, what we say that pattern lock, like lock password, अगर हमारा मोबाइल गुम हो जाता है तो किसकी गलती है? It's our mistake. Why? Because the phone provider is giving you the password. उसमें there is one more thing, right? Phone detect. Even if the phone is lost, you can find out. क्या बोलता है? I forget about what to say in that. Right? There is one feature. You need to connect with the Google, and if your mobile phone is lost, automatically if you call, even if your mobile is switched off, if you call, it will ring.
Find my device.
Find my device, very good. And find my device. So you can have all these features. So mobile provider is telling that we are providing each and every security services from pattern lock to find my device. It is up to you. It is up to the end user to utilize that service. Car is providing seat belt. If we are not wearing the seat belt, we cannot blame the car provider. Same way, if the cloud is providing security services, if we are not using security services, it is our look after. Right? It is our fault. We cannot blame the cloud provider. Right? So these are lots of issues. Right? Second was the cost. The companies who is coming back to on-premises, they are telling cloud is very costly, Right? Why? Because they have not understood their use case. For example, let us take one more example. Okay. Your attendance. Okay. Everything is in an online mode. Okay. So everyone is having that iCard, right? So RFID system, libraries, and etc. So you tell me the attendance system and the library system, right? Will anyone would be coming in the midnight in the library to issue a book or to return a book? No one would be coming, right? Attendance purpose. Will there be anyone to capture your attendance midnight? No. So what you can do, between college hours only, the server of attendance and library management system will be up and running. On weekends, national holidays, summer break, Diwali break, it will be off. Also after office hours, it will be off. The cost will reduce. More than 50% the cost will reduce. Why? Because you have understood the business requirement. Okay? This is my requirement. Correct? So whom you will blame? If 20% of the coming is coming back because of these two reasons, security and the cost, it is the end user. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it is the end user customer. So here awareness is important. Awareness. is important, very much important. Okay. And that awareness topic we will be talking about when the last portion. We have talked about why. Okay. As of now also we are in why only. What is now the starting here. Then we'll talk about how you can use all these things in a better way. Economic impact, 2.4 trillion market investing in data sovereignty. Can anyone tell me what is data sovereignty is all about? Data sovereignty. How many of you using Truecaller? You are using Truecaller? Yes, good, good. Every 6 months they are selling our contact list. We are getting a calls from a company or somewhere where we are not registered, whether from loan, bank, etc. Correct? We are getting calls, we are getting emails also, offers, etc. We are using some applications. Just we click on I agree. The moment we click on I agree, right, something or the other is shared with the application provider. It can be text message, it can be photo gallery. We must be 100% sure whatever we are installing, right? So this is something we need to focus on. Yeah, our data is given to someone else with our consent only. Yeah? We have given the consent by installing the application, by clicking on I agree button. Okay. Why? Because it is available free of cost. The application is available free of cost. That's why we are doing this. But the people sitting over there, they are collecting our data. They are collecting our data. Okay. How many of you are using Instagram, Facebook? Instagram. Okay. Good. Majority people are using. Okay. Assume you have, Instagram, you have created your account 10 years back. 10 साल पहले account बनाया. Do you remember first year of creating your account, how many people has given you the birthday wishes? Do you remember? Or the first photo which you have uploaded, how many comments and likes are there? You don't know, but the application provider knows. They know each and everything. They are taking our data. If you delete your account, Instagram or Facebook account, right? So they will give you some buffer time to think. I think around 1 month. Within 1 month, if you want to restore, you can restore. After that, permanently delete. If we delete our permanent account, what about our previous post, comment, photos? Or during profile creation, we have given our personal credential or details. What will happen to that data? Still the data will lie with the application and it will use for their internal training purpose. Our data, still the application provider is having the right and we cannot claim it. We cannot file a lawsuit against them. We might be using GPTs also, right? GPT. Actually, GPT is the foundation model behind this. Okay. Do whatever the prompts we are giving, inputs we are giving, right? They are taking our data with us. Are they taking data, prompts? Are they using for their internal training purpose? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, they are taking. But the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, he says that we are not taking the data. We are not taking customers' prompts and the data for internal training purpose. He is partially right. उसके ऊपर एक स्टार आता है, terms and condition. Terms and condition is very important. And the terms and condition says that they won't be taking your data for internal training for 1 month. For 1 month only. Within 1 month, if you delete your chat histories, the data, they won't be using for their internal training. If you don't delete, they will use. If you don't delete, at the end of the month, between 28, 29, 30, right, they will use for internal purpose. So our data, we are giving them. In US, there is a law. There is a government law. The law says that US citizens' data should not be deployed outside US cloud. मतलब cloud provider is having physical presence, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, physical presence, right? AWS is having, Azure is having physical presence here. In US citizen data must not be deployed outside US region. But whatever the application we are using as of now in our mobile phones, these applications are Indian application or foreign application? Foreign application. So our data lies with foreign countries. Do we have any servers of Meta in India? Let me tell you, WhatsApp is illegal to use. Still we people are using. If you go to Jammu and Kashmir, right, you cannot use WhatsApp. If you go to Dubai and somewhere, right, Saudi countries, right, WhatsApp you cannot use. Why? Because the Indian government has asked the Meta to set up a server in India so that we can retrieve the deleted messages, something like that. But the Meta has replied, Mark Zuckerberg, he has replied that our application is end-to-end encrypted. It means it is the data or the message is only between sender to receiver, no third party. Even the Meta does not have access to the data. How they can retrieve when they will give? So they have denied to set up an office in India. But photos, okay, the videos and etc., the call duration, okay, contact list, it is not deleted from the Meta server. It is there. So our data is lies with them. And who is putting laws in that data? US government. So data sovereignty is a challenge in cloud. As of now in India, we don't have much laws, digital laws. We don't have laws. Digital law के बारे में एक और चीज बताता हूँ आपको. How many of you using Jugnoo, Ola, Uber? You are using? Great. ठीक है. If something happens, can you file a lawsuit against them? There is no law for that, right? Even if you file a lawsuit, nothing will happen. There is no law against them. So in cloud, number one thing, we must have a law, right? Sooner or later there will be a law. As of now it is not there, but sooner or later there will be a law. For example, ISTAR, they are having their own law that all the data will be in Mumbai and Ahmedabad region between them. But this we can control. This we can control. How we can control? While selecting a particular region, deploying our application. We can select a region. So this is something about data sovereignty. Anything till now? Anything till now you want to ask? Okay. The rise of agentic AI. The rise of agentic AI. So what is this agentic AI first? Anyone? Any rough idea? Rough idea. Please. Yes, correct. Anyone else want to try? What's your name? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? So here we are doing something known as automation. We are doing something known as automation. So what will happen? I will create an AI agent. I will create one AI agent. What AI agent will do? It will look at my calendar. It will look at my calendar. If it says that I need to travel in this weekend, automatically it will book the ticket for me. Just I will share my calendar details and I will share my preference, the mode of travel, like etc. Right? For example, restaurant. Right? If in my calendar, like it is written that Sunday I need to go to this restaurant, automatically it will call the restaurant owner and it will book the table for me. This is the power of AI agent. And this idea, eventually, it is derived from something known as IBM Watson. Have you heard about the IBM Watson? This is a smart robot. Okay. Let me tell you one example of IBM Watson. If we go for a shopping in a shopping mall, what we do? We take few friends with us, family members, friends, right? Why? Because whatever we are selecting, वो पहन के दिखाएंगे हमारे ऊपर कैसा लग रहा है. We want their opinion, we want their confirmation. ले जाते हैं, सब करते हैं ऐसा. Okay. Now what you do, you take IBM Watson with you, just you stand in a mall, shopping mall, the Watson will rotate entire mall and it will pick up the best which suits you. आपके ऊपर जो अच्छा लगेगा ना वो लेकर आ जाएगा. Just you give a price range or something like that. Input. It will pick up. Not only this, right? If your medication is near to end, कोई दवाई खत्म होने वाली है, right? It will remind you. Only 2 medicines are left. Go to pharmacy and buy this medicine. Now we are having advanced version of that thing. The advanced version is agentic AI. Have you heard about strands? In Python, have you studied Python? Strands. Strands is a very good library. Very good library, right? You can work with and you can create AI agent within 50 lines of codes. 50 lines of codes. Whenever in company a new person joins or you create a Gmail account, तो default message आता था welcome का. Birthday, work anniversary, automatic आता है. In bank also, ठीक है. तो no one remembers. उनको तो पता भी नहीं होता. It's an automatic software who is doing the task. On that specific date, specific time interval, the email or the message will be shooted. And all these tasks will be done by AI agents. And it will be a customized things. It will be a customized things. Customized means there will be no flat message that today is your birthday, happy birthday, like that. No. For example, let us say previous 1 or 2 months I am looking for a car loan. Assuming, okay. Then the bank will send me a message of birthday which is with a specific discount offer for that day. This is the power of AI agent. Bringing the cloud to the factory floor, central cloud, edge node, on premises, etc. Now, what is this edge? Okay, before we see edge, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कि the physical office is in Mumbai and Hyderabad, and for Azure it is in Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore. But your customer is in, let us say, north side, any north city. Let us say one city in UP, right? The customer is there, and you are deploying in, so there will be a latency issue, response time, buffering time, right? What you want your end customer to be the nearer to the server. अगर आपका वाईफाई का राउटर यहाँ पर है, ठीक है, आप अगर 50 मीटर दूर जाओगे तो वाईफाई स्लो आएगा, जितना पास जाओगे रिस्पॉन्स उतना ज्यादा आएगा. If your customer is in UP, right, no need to worry. What you use something known as nodes, edge locations. So let us say edge location is in Delhi, so Delhi will be more nearer. If I am for example, if I am standing here, there is a power supply, right? So there will be a challenge. यहाँ से लेके वहाँ charger connect करना. But what I can use something known as extension board. What is the role of extension board? To supply the end service nearer to the customer. To give the end service nearer to the customer. Rest everything same. Rest everything is same. This is something known as edge computing. They won't be doing full-fledged what a power supplies do, but minimum compute resources, something, minimum purpose they would be solving. For example, extension board, उसकी भी थोड़ी limit होगी. ठीक है. So this is something about edges. We need to focus more on central cloud, edge node, and on-premises so that we can get real-time inference, local filtering, instant decision. Instant decision. Your application is, very powerful. Whenever someone, is sending a message to the bank that this is my bank account or my debit or credit card number, block my account. So the bank will not wait for the response coming from Mumbai and Hyderabad. कि वहाँ से जब तक response आएगा उसके बाद ही हम करेंगे. Immediately, real-time inference. Immediately it must happen. You will not wait for a green signal coming from Mumbai and Hyderabad. To give you one more example, of this age, all this. In the morning, if we wake up, if we suddenly touch a hot water, what we do? We will take our hand back. Well, there will be someone coming to us कि नहीं भाई हाथ पीछे ले लो, कोई बोलने आएगा नहीं. Immediately, real time we are doing without any external entity telling us. Same thing happened in edge. Without any external server or the main server telling you, you take the decision. From the edge computing, you take the decision, automatically you do. If there is a power out to the edge, right, without waiting for the main supply, extension board will take the decision, it will cut off all things. So this is something related to central cloud, edge, on-premises. Latency critical, bandwidth saving, you need to save bandwidth, is important, right? Resiliency, factory keeps running even if the internet connection goes wrong. This is important, very, very important. If your internet is down, if your internet is not connected, okay, can you use your web application, online shopping, something like that? Internet नहीं है तो कर पाओगे? नहीं कर पाओगे. Can you use Gmail if internet is not available? You cannot use. But can you use Outlook if internet is not available? We can use Outlook. We can use Outlook. So what you need to do? Okay, resilience is important. If something fails, how much time, number one, how much time it will take to recover? Second, what will be the amount of loss? What will be the amount of loss which a one person can bear it? This also we need to think. And the cloud is telling, even there is a fraction of second internet out there, something happen, edge computing, edge node, they would be having some backups and it will be running. Just like an emergency light. Main power supply चलेगी, घर पे emergency light है, okay, but they would be having some maximum capacity, 2 घंटा, 3 घंटा, 4 घंटा, 5 घंटा, तब तक काम तो चलेगा अपना. Same goes with this. In edge computing, cloud is also having a facility wherein even if there is an outage, your data will be saved, or you can do working up to couple of days. Not hours, days, number of days, right? Hypothetically around 3 to 4 days. And it's good. 3 से 4 दिन तो बहुत हो गए. ठीक है? To make your server up and ready. So maximum thing. So this is something about edge computing. एक और example लेते हैं edge computing का. Amazon, Flipkart. We are doing a shopping. They are uploading new products every day. Price changing. So if there is any maintenance time by Amazon, Flipkart, okay, within this period our shopping application will be down, you cannot do shopping like this thing. So they are uploading the product also, new products, using edge nodes, edge locations. Okay. While you do simultaneously shopping, our new product simultaneously it will be updated, right, using edge location. Now, scenario in Gujarat. So there is a dairy plant in Anand, right? There is one application for automatic sorting of machine using computer vision. Actions. What are the actions needs to be taken care? Actions are edge AI identifies defective packaging within 5 milliseconds. If there is a defecting package, the packing, milk packing, ठीक है, किसी में कोई defect आ गया कुछ, within 5 milliseconds they would be able to detect it. It's not like it is delivered to the vendor, the product, the franchisee, and from there is a complaint. From there is a complaint. For example, what about let us say the buttermilk, ठीक है, उसमें जो straw है वो ठीक से stick नहीं हुई. All these things for a big company, their reputation, the brand value matter. उनके लिए वो straw important नहीं, brand value important है. To maintain that brand value, right, you can use something known as this type of facility. Right. So in the factory something happens, a notification will be there. Immediately, notification will be there. Any questions till now? From no servers to internet driven development. Okay, first, what do you mean by serverless? Any idea serverless का मतलब? Yes. It means no server. Actually, you know, serverless do have a servers, but need not to bother about that server. Serverless का मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि server नहीं है. They do have servers, but need not to bother about the servers. Now, what is the advantage of serverless services? Advantage of serverless services. Okay, let's again consider one scenario. If we do a business, and let us say our 10 products has been sold, 10 products हमारे बिके. Do we mind giving a small commission to cloud out of 10 products, a small commission to cloud? जितना भी सेल हुआ है, we don't mind, we will give. Let us say if our 100 products have been sold, do we mind giving a small commission to cloud? No. If our 1000 products have sold, do we mind? We don't. What if there are 0 products? If there is 0 products we are selling, now do we mind giving commission to cloud? Now this time we mind. Why? Income ही नहीं हुई तो देना किस लिए? Product sale ही नहीं हुए, why to give? Same serverless says that if there are no users using your application, even if your application is deployed in cloud, no need to pay me. If there are no users, why you are paying me? No need to pay. This is the power of serverless services. If there are 10 users using your application, you need to pay approximately for 10 users. There are 1000 users, you pay for 1000 users. 10 million users, you pay for 10 million users. If there are no users, no need to pay anything. This is the power of serverless services. And this is the beauty we need to focus on. Intent-driven deployment. Now we are focusing something into intent-driven deployment. Serverless we have seen, no servers क्या होता है. Now we will be focusing into intent-driven deployment. In this one intent given. Intent is create a secure backend for milk connection tracking, must scale to 10,000 concurrent users and store data locally in Gujarat node. So what does this intent mean? That there is a scaling of up to 10,000. How many? 10K. 10,000 users. So 10,000 users would be using the application. So you need to pay approximately for 10,000 and that also a concurrent parallel user. It's good. 10,000 users, not only 10,000, 1 million people can do shopping in Amazon, Flipkart parallelly, simultaneously. They can do. Because there is one feature, the feature is known as auto scaling. Now the question is, do cloud is having any maximum storage capacity or something like that? If beyond this they cannot take the capacity or beyond this they cannot store the data. ऐसा कुछ है cloud के अंदर? Anyway. So the answer is no. Cloud is virtually unlimited. Now understand what I am telling. Cloud is virtually unlimited. There is no maximum capacity. There is a capacity on per limit of storage at one time. At one time, you can have approximately equal to 5 terabyte, and 5 terabyte is not a joke. 5 terabyte of data at one time. But there is no limitation of uploading the data multiple times. There is no limitation, so it is virtually unlimited. Right? So don't focus on the data which we are having. We need to focus on the cloud services. Upload the data. Don't need to worry about capacity and etc. Cloud will take care. So 10,000 concurrent users. So we need to pay approximately for 10 users. Then what will happen? The data must be stored locally in Gujarat node. Why data is stored in Gujarat node? Because the data belongs to the users from Gujarat. So I have given a prompt, I have given a message, the data of that users
must not be stored outside Gujarat region. Outside Gujarat node, Gujarat region. And this is very good to control the data. This is very good to control our data. Otherwise, if we don't give this prompt, then what will happen? Randomly it will be stored somewhere or the other by default. By default, there will be some regions. In India, the default region is Mumbai region. And in cloud, there is always a default thing. Why it is important? Why it is important to have a default thing in cloud? Have you heard about or have you studied DSA? Data Structures and Algorithm subjects? No? Yes, you have studied DSA. There is something known as time complexity. Best, average, worst. Best, average, worst. A good developer is a developer who thinks from worst case scenario, not from the best case scenario or average case. Worst case scenario, you need to write the program. Okay. Nested if else loops. If this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, this is the end result. Same goes in cloud also. There must be a default region. There must be a default services who will be taking care. Okay. So this is the intent we are giving. Now what is the output? Analyzing intent within. So these 03, if you see 04, 05, these are in milliseconds. The response which we are getting. Content detected, daily supply chain, compliance, data residency India. Data residency का मतलब the data where it lies, the data where it is being stored, and it is the India location, Gujarat location. We are giving. So intelligent gateway we are having. Handles 10,000 requests per second with auto throttling. What is ये auto throttling क्या है? Automatically a cut off. Okay, after 10,000 users, they won't take next request. So 10,000 users, it won't take the next request. It will be cut off. Okay. So this is known as auto throttling. Why? Because your infrastructure, what you have configured, what you have set up, they can take maximum 10,000 users only at a time. Maximum 10,000 users at a time only. For example, Aadhaar card. अपडेट के लिए हम जाते हैं, अपडेट सेंटर में जाते हैं. विच कंपनी हैज बिल्ट आधार कार्ड? किस कंपनी ने बनाया? इन्फोसिस. आधार कार्ड सॉफ्टवेयर इज बिल्ट बाय इन्फोसिस. ठीक है. Whenever we go to update, at a time, only and only 15,000, 12 to 15,000 users can update their data simultaneously. कभी कभार हम चाहते हैं तो क्या बोलते हैं सर्वर डाउन है. क्यों? बिकॉज मोर देन 12 to 15,000 यूजर्स simultaneously all across India they are trying to update their data. What we need to do? We need to wait patiently. Okay. So this is something auto throttling limit is there. Okay. Because there should be a maximum limit. ठीक है. एक और चीज बता रहा हूँ. Have you heard about PPF सुकन्या समृद्धि? नहीं, शायद आप लोगों ने नहीं सुना होगा. PPF सुकन्या समृद्धि. ठीक है. In which there is a maximum limit of 1,50,000. Can you develop about that? Throttling limit है. There is a maximum cap on that. You cannot go beyond that. And if you go to a bank, right? Okay, I want to update this passbook. What the bank will take? They won't update immediately. They will take 1 to 2 hours. Put your passbook here, come next day, come after lunch, or we'll repair sometime. Why? Because the main server, because every day on a daily basis, no one is going to back to update their PPF or Sukanya passbook. No one will go on a daily basis. So their bank servers is deployed in something known as cold storage, where the data is not frequently retrieved. So to minimize the cost, they are using cold storage, where the server will take a time of around 1 to 2 hours minimum to get the data, to retrieve the data locally. So there is a smart way of storing that data, because you know
this data user won't be coming on a daily basis. Why to put over here on a local storage, pay maximum amount, use cold storage where you need to pay minimum. But the retrieval time, you must have patience. You need to wait for 1 to 2 hours. Retrieve करने के लिए data. So this is something about intelligent gateway. Next, we are having NoSQL. Does anyone know popular database NoSQL? And why NoSQL is popular? First question. NoSQL? अच्छा SQL पता है? Full form? Structured query language. Structured query language. ठीक है. NoSQL का full form? Not no SQL ऐसा नहीं. The full form of NoSQL is not only SQL. This is the full form. Not only SQL. It means NoSQL supports SQL, but SQL does not support NoSQL. क्यों? Fixed constraint. ठीक है. Table, columns and row, fixed value must be there. Otherwise none. But in NoSQL, this is not like that. You can scale it. So when you will go with SQL, when you want consistency of your data. When you will go with NoSQL in cloud, when scalability is your goal. Scalability मतलब today the prompt is 10,000. I can have 10 million. I can have 10 trillion users. It will scale it automatically. NoSQL का advantage ही तो यही है scaling. Otherwise SQL is having maximum capacity of 64 terabyte. Beyond that you cannot scale SQL server until and unless you are leveraging cloud. उसकी maximum capacity है, right? So when consistency matters, go with SQL. Consistency की अभी एक example देता हूँ. You go to a bank, ठीक है, and near the bank there is one ATM. You withdraw, let us say 5,000 rupees. The total balance is 10,000. You withdraw 5,000. Total available balance will be 10,000 minus 5,000. 5,000. You walk 1 kilometer away, there is one more ATM, you check the balance. Balance will be 5,000 or 10,000? 5,000. Consistency. Consistency of atomicity. Acid properties. Consistency matters. Scalability means consistency does not matter. Scale your data. Like Instagram, Facebook. If I post a tweet, let us say this group of users is getting a post immediately and this group of users is getting a post at a delay of 2 seconds. It's fine. Consistent नहीं है data. आपको जल्दी मिल गया, आपको 2 सेकंड के बाद मिलेगा. Data is not consistent. But it's fine with me. Why? My goal is not consistency. My goal is scalability. That it should be go to millions, trillions of users. Then go with NoSQL. And cloud is the best way to go with this. So they support all NoSQL database having unlimited storage. Not only this, they have their own proprietary data only. Forget about MongoDB, Cassandra, भूल जाओ उन सबको. Right? Outdated. They are having their old NoSQL proprietary data. Proprietary का मतलब क्या होता है? Proprietary database का मतलब? Proprietary? Okay. DMart जाते हो? Shopping. What are the different product brands which you see? Brand क्या नाम बोला? Product के नहीं. कौन कौन से brands के product होते हैं? Tata. Okay. Britannia. Okay. Different brands you can. वहाँ पे DMart Premium होता है? Yes. Does you find this DMart Premium brand outside DMart? कहीं भी मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि उसका खुद का proprietary है वो. उसका खुद का है वो. DMart में. Same. AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM, Alibaba, Huawei, Tencent, everyone is having their own proprietary NoSQL database, खुद का है. And the popular is by Amazon, which the NASA is using, and Nasdaq stock exchange जो index है, S&P 500, they are using something known as Amazon Aurora. NoSQL database, very popular. लेकिन उनका खुद का है. Even though they support MongoDB, Cassandra, open source जितने सब support करते हैं, they have their own. So that's why this is the popularity why you need to go to cloud. Otherwise you can use Mongo Atlas also. The question is, you can use Mongo Atlas also. Okay. Next, serverless compute. So serverless हमने तो बात कर लिया serverless services, right? If there is no user, no need to pay. Even our application is deployed in cloud. लोग generally ऐसा बोलते हैं. But if you don't use serverless service, then there will be charges on pay-as-you-go model. मतलब even though there is no user using your application, but your application is deployed to cloud, you need to pay till your application is deployed. So better go with serverless. This is the preferred way of going. Next, zero trust policy. In cloud, don't trust anyone. Cloud, don't trust anyone. Zero trust policy. You must use cloud services and give specific access to specific person. Specific access to specific person. For example, कि अभी किसने आंसर दिया था वहाँ पीछे? अंकित, right? So Ankit has joined as a freshers in a company. He has joined as a freshers in a company. Okay. So let us say we are building one application, social media application. So for that database, will I be giving him full access? Full access means read and write both access, or only read only access? Read only access. Why? Accidentally or out of curiosity, he may do write operation, he may perform write operation. So I will give read only operation where he can read only, he cannot delete, he cannot update database, nothing he can do, read only. So give specific access to a specific person, what they required only. If there is one user, क्या नाम है आपका? Heath. Okay. Let us say Heath is working only on profile picture menu. So I will give that application access, profile picture only, nothing else. Comments, feedback, tweets, वो उसका मैं access दूंगा ही नहीं. Why? He does not require. जरूरत से ज़्यादा नहीं देने का किसी को cloud में. Otherwise, the cost will be in dollars plus tax. We are earning in rupees. Cost will be in dollars. So think. Okay. On a lighter note, do you know $1 is approximately equal to how many rupees? ये आंसर सबको पता है. ये सब फॉरेन जाने वाले हैं, मास्टर्स, हायर स्टडीज फॉरेन. गुड. Okay, so zero trust policies. Okay, the rise of Neo Cloud, GPU power to the mass. Now, does anyone know what is Neo Cloud? किसी को पता है Neo Cloud क्या है? Okay, let me change my question. To run AI/ML model, what you require? Which type of server you require? We require GPU. Full form of GPU? Graphic Processing Unit. We require GPUs. Cloud provides GPU facility, but Neo Cloud works only on GPU. Their task is to provide GPU for AI/ML services. Now, what is the difference between GPU provided by Neo Cloud and cloud services, cloud provider? उन दोनों में क्या difference है? There might be some difference. Okay. Number one, the cost. They are less expensive as compared to cloud providers. Otherwise, you can use Selenium. These are the different GPUs options available. But if you use Neo Cloud, right? For example, Cloud Waves, Lambda Labs, Voltage, एक company तो इधर MP में ही है, इंदौर में ही है. They provide Neo services. They provide masses. Why they provide? Because now the era is of specific cloud domain, specific AI/ML domain, not the cloud domain. Right? Based on the usage, you build your own model. Nowadays, everyone wants to build their own model. सबको अपना खुद का मॉडल बनाना है, सबको अपना खुद का MCP बना देना है. But you require GPU for it. Without that, how you can build? Without that, there is no solution to build it. Okay. You can leverage the facility of cloud, but it will be costly. To go with that expensive, what you do, you leverage Neo Cloud. Okay. You leverage Neo Cloud facility. Take GPU from them instead of AI/ML. Specific data. co-founder of Infosys, Nandan Nilekani, co-founder of Infosys. In one podcast, he has discussed that the journalist has asked the question, is Infosys of thinking of building one Gen AI model? So what he says, let the big guys sitting in Valley, big guys, matlab Microsoft, Google, Amazon, sitting in Valley, Silicon Valley, USA. Let the big guys sitting in Valley build the LLM. We will customize and use as per our requirement. उनको बनाने दो. So, Infosys, TCS, everyone is building their own AI model. Everyone is building their own AI model for their use case, for their requirement. Right? Because they don't want to share their data to different LLM models, etc. Or fine-tuning will be very costly. And to deploy ML, you require servers. So there are only two ways of going. Either you take from Azure, Google, Amazon, or you take from neo clouds providers. जैसे Lambda Labs company हो गई, Cloudbase हो गई, Voltage हो गई. You take servers, GPU servers in a more cost-effective way and that are faster also. ये ज़्यादा fast चलते हैं. Cost-effective भी है. So go with them. So this is something about neo clouds. Remember, neo cloud means the company who provides GPU for AI ML workload. If someone asks to you, okay, what is neo cloud? Simple answer you will be saying, for AI ML solution, it provides GPU facility in a much less expensive way and much faster way. They provide the end service. Now, the agent mesh, a unified ecosystem. Orchestration over silos. So AI agent acts as a glue between disparate clouds. An AI agent can ingest data from Amazon S3, it's a storage services, simple storage services. Reason we did using Google Gemini, publish the result into Microsoft Teams via Azure. आपको क्लाउड टाइप्स पता है? पब्लिक प्राइवेट हाइब्रिड पता है? मल्टी क्लाउड पता है किसी को? मल्टी क्लाउड, व्हाट इज मल्टी क्लाउड? एनीवन? ओके, किसी के पास डेस्कटॉप है? घर पे डेस्कटॉप है किसी के पास? डू यू हैव डेस्कटॉप? ओके, विच प्रोसेसर यू आर यूजिंग? कौन सी कंपनी का है? इंटेल का. कीबोर्ड कौन सी कंपनी का है? लॉजिटेक. माउस कौन सी कंपनी का है? फिंगर. डेस्कटॉप? ठीक है, सब अलग अलग कंपनी का है, कस्टमाइज किया है बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट एंड कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस. उसको ऐसा लगा कि भाई ये माउस है, ये कीबोर्ड है, इस कंपनी का ज्यादा कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है. करेक्ट. सेम टुडेज एरा इज अ मल्टी क्लाउड फैसिलिटी. इन फ्यूचर मल्टी क्लाउड विल रॉक. Why multi-cloud? Because there are few services which are expensive in Azure, but they are cheaper in AWS. And there are few services which are expensive in AWS, but cheaper in Azure. है ऐसा? What you will do? You take the most cost-effective, cheaper services from all the three major cloud providers. AWS, GCP, Azure के पास है. तीनों के पास से cheaper service ले लो और deploy करो. Let us say Azure, backend के लिए Azure is giving more discount as compared to Amazon or Google. So for backend purpose, you are taking service, cloud service from Azure. Frontend के लिए Amazon is giving more discount. Amazon is giving more discount. Why? Because for Angular, let us say Angular is owned by Microsoft. ठीक है, तो उसमें discount कम दे रहे वो लोग. Your application in Java and you are focusing more on frontend on React side. Amazon is telling we will give you more discount, take front end from us. We will take front end from them. Now looking at the database, Google is telling we will give you Postgres. You take Postgres or MySQL on discount with us. Don't go with AWS or Azure. क्यों? There is something known as you need to take quotations from each and every and compare. So you take multiple services from multiple cloud and you work. So you are doing something known as orchestration. You are not working in silos. Silos मतलब अकेले एक ही सर्विस के साथ काम नहीं करते. And this is good. This is a good thing. if in case if you buy a vehicle, ठीक है, कंपनी से एक्सेसरी करवाएंगे ना, वो महंगी पड़ेगी as compared to aftermarket. As compared to aftermarket, we take directly insurance from the company. Whenever we take the car, it will be costly as compared to directly if we take from the insurance company. Same, compare different services of different cloud, ठीक है, and take the best out of them and integrate. Take the best out of them and integrate. Okay. Any questions till now? Anyone? Organization. Outcome-based routing. Now this is interesting. Outcome-based routing. The mesh automatically routes tasks based on cost, latency, specific AI model. Now the response time will depend. It will check into cost and latency. After all the three cloud providers, those who will be taking the minimum, your response will be redirected to them. Your response will be redirected to them. And it's a good thing. Google Map, if you see, it will always first give the shortest distance. Alternate option आता है, but default it will give the shortest distance. Okay, same goes there. Here what will happen? Outcome-based routing, where there is a less latency and less cost, right? Then the AI mesh will decide the response should be from Azure, Gemini, or AWS, and we can work. Now, beyond the bill, थोड़ा cost की भी बात कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? From cloud cost to cloud value, if you see, the old way, total monthly bill is equal to FinOps way, financial operation way, wherein profit per transaction you focus. Don't talk about bill. What is the profit per transaction? Next, gatekeeper IT. You require a gatekeeper. Now it will be the cost will be the responsibility of engineer who has built that architect. Engineer who has built that architect. Right. So this is something we need to focus on. Mindset is there will be shift in the mindset. Okay. And how we can reduce the waste? There is a thumb rule. There is a thumb rule in cloud. Always remember, number one, go with serverless. जैसा मैंने आपको बताया. Go with serverless. It's very good. We can go and we can work. Correct. Second way is set an alarm. You set an alarm. You take the budget from a client, and if the client budget is $1,000, set an alarm on $900. You can control the cost. Right. Why I have intentionally something is written profit per transaction. It is applicable to serverless. If there is no profit, no need to pay anything. If there is no user using your online shopping application, no need to pay anything. Whenever a user uses your application and buys something, just you pay that small commission to the cloud provider. That's it. अब profit हो रहा है तो थोड़ा share we can share, right? So this is something about that we are shifting our intention from cloud cost to value in the cloud. More than 45% of enterprise IT spending will be on cloud by 2026. So Gartner report. This is the forecasting. Whatever the company is spending, more than 50% of the spending, approx 50% of the spending, it will be only and only in cloud. Now, from lakes to predictive engine, data lakes. From data lakes to predictive engine. You need to predict. It's not a normal Google search engine. It's not a normal, right? You need to do prediction. You need to do recommendation. What you want to do. What you want from the model as an output. You are having sensors, ERP, social web, high velocity ingestion of data. Right. You store the data. Store the data somewhere, and what you do? You do predictive engines. You do engine recommendations, product recommendations. Everything it will be done in an automatic way. You are having sensors attached. Right? Sensor will take care when you need to change the engine oil. The sensor will tell you whether you want to speed down your speed or not. The sensor will tell you whether you want to wear a seat belt or not, or whether you have forgot to wear a seat belt or not. Right? 360-degree camera, ADAS feature, everything, they are taking the data from us. Not only this, healthcare industry is benefiting from them. In India, if we need to take insurance, what we do? हम क्या करते हैं? We go to shop, we go to insurance provider, fill up 1, 2 or 2, 3 forms. From the next day our insurance started. But in US, this is not the case. In US, if you want to take the insurance, you need to wear a wristband, a medical band for 1 month. It will keep the track record. In a week, how many times you are doing exercises. In a week, how many times you are eating junk food. Right? If you are taking any previous medication or not. Right? What's your heart rate? What's your blood pressure? Everything, they will keep a track record. After 1 month, they will generate a report and it will give to the insurance provider that this person is likely to be insured for this much of amount. So they are capturing our data. We are capturing our data. Where we will store all this data, high velocity of the data which is being generated in cloud. And in cloud where? In lakes, data lakes. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया, cloud is unlimited. No storage capacity, just bother only about our data and upload the data, that's it. Identity is a firewall, dissolving perimeter. Never trust, always verify. So security is important. We are having antivirus. Mobile phone, we are having pattern locks. Same way, in cloud also security is important. For security, what you will do? You will give minimum access to the person which is been required. Second, you will create an alarm. Third, you will use MFA. Full form of MFA is multi-factor authentication. Okay, journey from migration to transformation. So number 1, access the data, migrate. So for that you must have staging area. Directly you cannot migrate, staging area. Next, modernize what you actually require, which services you require, whether you require DevOps services or likewise. Then actually what you do, you innovate using GenAI to minimize the cost. Leverage the facility of GenAI. Okay. 3 pillars of cloud. Intelligence, they are more intelligent. Resiliency, even if something happens, no need to worry, our data is safe. Okay. Next, sovereignty. We can control our data, residency of the data, where our data lies, in which region, in which country. Now, the best way to predict the future is to build it in the cloud. Okay. As a responsible cloud user, not as a responsible citizen, as a responsible cloud user, if you don't require any services in cloud, always delete that service. Always delete that service so that there is no unexpected cost associated to it. Now, if you want to start your journey, this we ends with our presentation. If you want to start a cloud journey, I will give you 2 websites to start your cloud journey. So this is for Microsoft. You can have this virtual training free of cost, and you can earn a digital badge, official digital badge you can share in LinkedIn, right? So you can see all the courses provided by them. Let us say if you want introduction to cloud infrastructure, only 52 minutes. If you want this topic, 3 hours, right? So architecture, services, all the details. You click on this course. So this is at the beginner's level, right? And here you can start the course. And you can read the module. For example, if you want to read this module, so you can go with this module, and there are also exercises. Free of cost, you can look. All the learning path is available. If you want to go with AWS, Skill Builder is the official training academy by AWS. All the Azure AWS, it is free of cost. Use your account ID, create an account, there will be a 12-hour, there are lots of free courses. But if you want introduction course of cloud computing in AWS, there is a 12-hour free courses available. You can enroll in that course, right? After a course completion, they will also give you a digital badge which you can show. This is just a starting foundation step, free of cost in the cloud journey. But if you want to really make it into this industry, certification plays an important role. Achieve the certification, give their official exam. Give their official exam. But the cost is around 100 USD, 8,000 to 9,000. What I will suggest is, you attend some community days, meetups, every month it is there, right? And you involve yourself in virtual training academy. Azure gives 50% discount, AWS discount नहीं देते जा रहे, right? Sometimes they offer 15 to 20% around discount, right? So you take discount coupons, you prepare using free learning repositories available, right? And you can appear for the exam and you can gain a certificate. Certification in industry, it is mandatory, it is required. So that at the fresher level, you can prove your skills. Actually, you have the knowledge of integrating configuration or at least the use case of that services. So, fine, then at last I end my session. Any questions from your side? Please, Ankit. Huh? Certificate. So then you need to give exams from GCP. GCP, huh? Google Cloud Practitioner exam you need to give. So I have shown for Azure, and this you can go for GCP. So you can go with this GCP certificate. But let me tell you, see, this is my way of looking. It is not compulsory. What I feel, you go with the popular cloud providers. ये मैं ऐसा सोच रहा हूँ. If the popular is AWS, then Azure, then give priority to these two, because 99% of the time the company is using AWS and Azure. There are two reasons. For security safety wise, AWS, and all the IT companies, they would be having licensed version of operating system Windows, and Microsoft offers very good discount to companies who is having their licensed version. Any other question? Okay, thank you very much for especially for listening patiently. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. As we draw this session to a close, I have a distinct honor of proposing a vote of thanks on behalf of ISTAR College and the departments within our computer science cluster. I would like to express a deep gratitude to the guest speaker. Sir, your valuable insights on Cloud 3.0, the intelligent nervous system of modern businesses, were truly eye-opening. You have given us a profound understanding of how cloud intelligence is no longer just a support tool but a very core of modern innovation. Thank you for making such a complex and evolving topic so accessible and engaging all of us. I wish to extend a special thanks to our principal sir for his voluntary leadership and constant encouragement in organizing such a high caliber academic events. Our sincere gratitude goes to the conveyor of this conference, whose tireless efforts have brought this interdisciplinary platform to life. We are deeply grateful to the CVM University for providing the robust academic ecosystem that allow us to explore emerging trends and foster innovation across multiple scientific disciplines. Finally, a big thank you to the organizing committee of this national conference, to our attentive participants. Your engagement is what makes these interdisciplinary dialogues on emerging tools successful. Thank you all once again. Before we disperse for the break, I have important announcement regarding our next highly anticipated segment. The exchange of ideas continues this afternoon with our poster presentation session. Session will be held from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Please join us at Moot Court on the 5th floor. Thank you.